You want to throw out there to the world?
We do have a few super chats.
Go ahead, pick a couple.
Okay, so we have this one by Terrell Xavier, $5. Thank you, Terrell. Men want a career to get girls. The girls are a prize for his success. What is the prize for women, and who is going to care for you when you're alive when you're 60?
Okay, so let me re-say that. Men want a career so they can have success. Women want what?
The girls are the prize for his success.
The girls are the prize for his success. Okay, and?
What is the prize for women?
What is the prize for a woman? Go ahead, Pro. What is the prize for a woman?
For a woman's success?
Are you saying for success or in a relationship?
For success, like
Okay.
a woman's success.
So, okay, let me rewind. Men want success, and the grand prize is a hot woman. Women want success. What is the prize for that success?
And we're talking success like in their
career-wise, yeah.
A lot of money and lonely, usually. Yeah. Usually an empty apartment, but a lot of money to spend.
And doesn't sit well with you.
I mean, I think people are free to choose what they want to choose. If that's what you want to do, go do it. But I think a lot of women do that, and they chase the bag and they chase the career, and then they find themselves alone at 50, 60, and that's not fun. And I think a lot of older women lie to younger women about this, and that's what rubs me the wrong way. That's why I do what I do, because I just don't believe in lying to women.
How do older women lie to younger women?
Because they'll say things like the happiest sector of women is like 45 and childless, but you could find 10 studies that disprove that for the one that they have that didn't have a proper sample size. So you're pushing this narrative because you don't want to be alone in your poor choices. And that doesn't sit well with me. I don't.
So they're almost like,
oh my God, yo, this chick is on fire right now.
Validating their poor decisions is what you're saying?
Yeah, and you can see it in the media all the time. Like every poor decision a woman makes, like you see it in the media. Like for example, like women gain weight, right? What body positivity? That's the next thing that comes out.
Well, we just talked about that with Jordan Peterson, Rolo. How the one big girl was on the cover of SI.
Yeah, and I've been overweight, and that you can lose it. So why are we tripping? Like why are we tripping? And they do the same thing with age now too. You see them pushing, like, what is it, ageism? That's the new word for it?
Oh, yes, because the older women are upset that...
Because they're lonely.
Yeah, they're mad that they're not getting the same sexual offers that they were getting in their youth. Shocking, yeah.
Coco, you're found success in what you're doing. Same question to you. Men find success, and the grand prize is women. What is the grand prize for being a successful woman?
Freedom and money. Because when you have your own career, you obviously make money if you're successful. Money equals freedom, so you can do whatever you want.
But to Pearl's point, let's say you're that 45-year-old woman, successful, millionaire, amazing house, couple cats running around. Shout out to the cat owners out there. But would that be fulfilling if you never got married and didn't have kids? I
don't think that you can't be successful and have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. I don't think it's either or.
You can do both, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I see it right now. Like me and my boyfriend, we both work literally 24/7. Like we work weekends, we work all the time, but we both work from home. Okay, we both go on meetings, go on shoots, and whatever he goes do for his work. But we're still there, and we're still enjoying each other. And what I love, that's why I said that what we appreciate with each other, we're both very ambitious, and we talk about work a lot, and we work on projects together. So it's not that he is doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing, and we don't even know what's going on in our work life.
Do you think he respects you more because you've got a lot going on?
Yes, he said that he would never be with a girl who's not driven.
Got it. So respect to him. And have you ever been with a guy who found you a little much, like too work oriented, like you're a little intimidating? Have you been with a guy like that ever?
I wouldn't say that I was ever like intimidating. At least nobody told me that. But I know that a lot of guys don't like when a girl is very vocal about her opinion. And I'm very vocal about my opinion. So when it comes to being submissive, I couldn't do that because that's just not my personality. That's not my personality, and that's why I left the comfort of my own home. That's why I'm trying to do my own thing.
Go ahead, Ali.
So I have a question, because you want to have this very...
Oh, wait a minute. So you left your home because you don't want to be submissive to get into a relationship with a guy who says he don't want to be with somebody that's not ambitious, eventually he's gonna be the one in charge. It's gonna happen.
Successful career. I think earlier in the hallway you said you wanted to be a billionaire.
Yes.
And then you're saying that you're pretty much in an equal partnership. So my question is your money going to be both of yours money, or is it just going to be your money? Like how are the finances going to break down in that?
What's up, guys? I'm Chad. I'm the owner of Cook Pressure Washing. And I know business insurance is something a lot of companies.
When?
Because earlier I heard you say that you wanted all of your bills paid. But then you're talking about having a career.
When did I say that I want my bills paid?
It was much earlier in the conversation. I would have to go back and rewatch it.
That I need my bills paid?
Oh, you said you didn't split it 50-50.
No, I meant for dinners.
If you're talking about equal housework, then yes.
No.
So that was my confusion. I was like, is your money going to be both of y'all's, or is just
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about that. The money in a relationship. What should you split? What should the man take care of? What should the woman take care of? Let's talk about the money. Like, how does it work in your marriage?
Well, he pays majority of most of the bills. I have a very small income that I bring in. It's supplemental income, but that's mostly because I can be fulfilled in that. I think if I wanted to make candles and make no money, I think he'd be fine with that. But that's kind of how the breakdown is, and he takes a lot of pride in doing that. He's very happy to protect and provision. And I think a lot of men don't get to have that opportunity where they could have that intimate of a relationship with their wife, female partner.
And how does the money work in your marriage? Because you said your boyfriend is pretty successful. Did I say marriage? Sorry. Yeah. Your relationship. Knock on wood, girl. How does it work? You guys split rent? You guys split food bills, utility bills? Does he always pay for dinner? Like, she's being very open and honest, saying, look, he makes all the money. I'm here to support him. You've been open and honest, saying, hey, we both make money. So how do the bills break down?
Well, we kind of try to see where we're very open with our finances. So like he knows how much I make, I know how much he makes. And then we decide together what we're going to spend on what. Like he pays the rent, so maybe I'm going to pay for the car or something. So like
but he pays the rent.
Yeah.
Period. He pays the rent.
Yeah.
Well, the rent is the biggest expense that someone will have.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Get the fuck. What do you mean the rent is not the most big? It absolutely is. This is about to get crazy.
What do you mean? Of course it's the biggest expense.
No, like groceries and the car gets expensive.
No, groceries are a
Do you
third.
spend on groceries?
No, I'm not
buy
even.
a lot of organic food.
But the reality is, rent or housing is the biggest expense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, he pays the rent.
Okay, but being the man in the relationship, paying the rent, you're living technically under his roof. Does that qualify him to have a little more say in the relationship, or no?
No, I wouldn't say that because I don't quantify certain things. So like if he pays the rent, but maybe maybe I'm actually physically gonna go buy the groceries. So
What the fuck? Yo, okay. Now you're getting exposed. Now she's getting exposed.
I'm gonna put my time and my effort and my energy into doing something, and he's gonna do something else.
Do you do all like the cooking and cleaning?
No.
Okay.
He's a Virgo, so he's like really
what
good.
like because he's paying the rent. That's really nice. Does he like what does he get in return?
What does he get in return? Mm-hmm. He gets a lot in return.
Okay, like what?
Like I'm gonna keep that. I don't know, not answered.
Oh, okay.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
If a dude was paying my rent, like I'd make sure that I would do the cooking, cleaning, I would do everything in the house. So
you're saying if a guy's paying your rent, you're doing everything.
Yeah, free rent. What?
Around the YouTube channel though.
What?
Around the YouTube channel though.
What do you mean?
Your YouTube channel, you really enjoy that, right? So I think you would find a way to fit in your schedule, prioritizing your relationship, and while also not essentially sacrificing all of your channel.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't just like do nothing. I think you can cook and clean and still do other things.
No, but I think you guys are mishearing what I'm trying to say. Like if he pays the rent, okay, but let me give you whatever. Let's say the rent is $5K. It's not $5K, but let's say it's $5K. Maybe I'm gonna spend $2-3K for something else. So it's not like tit for tat. So like he pays rent, but maybe I'm gonna spend the same amount of money for something else.
So it's more like 50-50.
It's not 50-50 because that's just not how I was brought up, and that's not.
Okay. Oh, they about to light your ass up. It's coming. I see it already. Oh, no. They're about to light you up.
Was raised.
Okay, what would you say? It's like 80-20?
Maybe 70-30.
70-30. Okay.
Is that a fair split?
I mean, it sounds what I believe most women would expect is the 70-30. They might not say it. And I think that 70-30 is the new 50-50 because we're going to downplay the man's money versus the woman's money, if that makes sense. I think this is essentially a modern relationship, and I don't prefer modern relationships, and I think they have, you know, their own issues because I don't think there's that sweet intimacy that is between a feminine woman and a masculine man, where you just have these understanding of your roles within the home. But some people want to gender bend and they want to do their relationships how they want to do it. I know that if I had to grow up in that kind of situation where I didn't see either one of my parents, I don't think I'd be happy with that.
Mm-hmm. And I want to just say I was in a relationship before where he was taking care of everything, and I was just like, I still had my thing going on, whatever, but like he was in control, and I felt that that was just not for me because I felt very like I don't want to hear an argument like get out of my house. Like that's not something I would ever want to hear. So I would not put myself in that situation because this just doesn't work for me.
Do you think it depends on the guy?
For sure.
So like maybe that was just the wrong guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But
you have another question, Natalia?
I have a question for Coco from Ricky Bobby. $10. Ricky Bobby. He says, Coco, I can retire you today. You gonna be submissive?
No. First off, I would never. I'm in a relationship, so him even asking that.
But if you weren't, like, say you weren't in a relationship, say you are successful, say you take care of yourself and you do those things and you feel good about yourself, you found who you were, and you have somebody who says, hey, like, I want to retire you. You know, like, I don't want you to work anymore. I want you to be my wife.
I work because I want to work. And I enjoy...
Would you lessen your work for...
I would never do anything for another person. I used to do that when I was in my 20s.
But do you think that you that would change if you found somebody that fit all those, like, categories for you in that sense?
So would I stop building my dream because I met a guy?
But like lessen. Maybe you put more attention to.
Maybe if I have a kid, I would put more attention towards the kid, and I would, like, I don't know if when I get married, how am I gonna feel? Maybe I'm gonna want to travel the world with my husband for a year. I don't know. So like I can answer that question then. But I just don't want that kind of relationship where you have to give up who you are to be somebody's.
Then you're gonna be this way for the rest of your life, because eventually you're gonna have to give up something, because if the man is gonna basically take care of you, you're gonna have to give up something.
Isn't that any relationship? Like both parties have to make sacrifices.
You make sacrifices. You make compromise, not sacrifice, in my opinion.
I think they're sacrifices.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I wholeheartedly think they're sacrifices. There's just some things that I can't do as a wife, and I'm okay with that. Like, I can't go and to the after party with Fresh and Fit by myself, but that's okay. That's okay. I think a lot of people women have that FOMO thing. Well, what happens if I compromise my life for my man? And it's just such an empty and tired, fearful narrative that I think leads a lot of women astray. It's going to be a dark time, I think, for millennial and Gen Z women when they realize they didn't invest their money. Because most women aren't in your position, by the way. Like, most women are average income earners. So they didn't invest any money. They didn't get a relationship. And maybe they have kids. Like, that's great. But, I mean, having children by your side on your deathbed is not the same thing as, like, having your husband there. Your kids can't replace a man. And I think earlier you mentioned that you would lessen your workload for a child, but you said you wouldn't lessen your workload for a man. And so that would be
why would he ask me to lessen my workload? Like, what would he? I'm actually curious, like, what you have to say. Like, so let's say what would he want me, like, not to work so I can just do what?
No, I can tell you. So what I've witnessed from men who ever ask their women to work less, and I know a lot of established military men with their wives and things like that, is because the woman has so much stress from her job, she's bringing it home, and it's making the entire household unhappy. So they're saying, take time away from that. Why don't you find something else? And that's not to say that you couldn't start your own small business from home. I mean, Coco's not going to stay home and, like, only make pancakes and eggs. Like, she's going to do something else.
She's not that type of woman.
But that's normally what I've seen why men say, you need to quit your job. Like, the ROI on this is absolute trash. You're not even really financially contributing.
I agree with that, but, like, I work for myself, so that I do what I want to do. Like, if I want to start a podcast, I do it because...
I'm saying. You You only concerned about you. Even in a relationship, you don't care about nothing but you. You only care about yourself. You don't care about nothing else. Nobody else. You only care about yourself. And that's how you coming off.
They want to do it. I used to work for other people, and that also didn't work for me.
But you can still overwork, and it eclipses your relationship, and it becomes a problem.
Okay,
And
but
so-
that's like a work life balance. I
Yeah,
feel like.
absolutely. And that's what most of that conversation is about, is women have a hard time juggling. I want to say in the West, like, women are expected to do all of these things. And my message is, well, just pick a couple of things. You don't need the whole thing. You're expected to have a libido, stay physically fit, well, attractive, and then you have to cook, clean, you have to raise kids, and you have to be that female role in a relationship. I think that's too much.
I could do all of that.
You think it's
You won't be sleeping a lot. If you're okay with a 4-hour sleep, then you're good.
I'll have
But-
a night nurse.
Go ahead, Pearl.
But also, like, I grew up in the family that, like, had everything. Like, the 1% family. It comes with trade-offs. My dad worked 80 hours a week my whole life. I barely saw him.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't really get to know him until I was older. You can't have everything. Something is going to give. So if you have a family and you want to work that much, it is going to impact your relationship with your children and your husband. Like, you can't have everything. And, you know, now I'm okay with it because I don't have college debt.
I have a question for her. What she said before.
Yeah, go ahead, Coco or
when
Ali.
it comes to sacrifices, and you said I have to sacrifice, and I can't go for an after party with Fresh and Fit. But for me, when you're in a relationship, when you're like into your man, you don't want to go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
So
agree,
that
but
was
you're-
that would
you're-
not be a sacrifice. That would be your choice.
So the thing about it is, even though I am married, like, I still FOMO. I'm 27 years old, and you look at the dominant narrative, and it's like I should be getting drunk in Ibiza with my girlfriends. So you get on Instagram, you're looking around, you're like, oh man, like, maybe I am missing out on something. But I have to, you know, constantly remind myself in my marriage that, and also my husband helps me with this too. I'm like these people look happy. He's like, no, they're miserable.
I mean,
they
that's
are
Instagram.
miserable.
Do you not go?
I hear your point there, by the way.
Yeah.
Because social media will basically tell you, don't be happy in your marriage. You're missing out. You should be in Ibiza
All the
getting
time.
drunk
But
with
do
all
you
your
not-
friends right now. You're like, no, this is where I'm happiest.
Yes.
Do you not go on trips with girlfriends because you're married?
No, I wouldn't want to. But I also
Hold
the
on,
only-
you
the only-
wouldn't go on a girls trip?
No, not unless it was with family or with Pearl. I mean, I would. There's no way I would go
Only
on a girls'
Pearl.
trip.
Hold
Yeah,
on, but hold on, Allie. You wouldn't. Let's say your best friend, not Pearl. Let's say
That's me.
No, I'm just saying. Let's say you guys are friends. It's great, but it's not your only friend. Let's say another girl in that red pill community. It's all you got. You guys, Torsha,
You said there
handful-
were 4 of them.
Okay, let's say there are some other friends. I suspect you have friends. You have a bunch of family.
Right.
And she's like, "It's my bachelorette party. We're going to South Beach. You wouldn't go?
No,
Wow.
bachelorette party is where women, you know, do the stuff. The stuff
Do
that
what stuff?
they'd be hooking up with dudes. Hooking up
I
with
don't
dudes
know
that
about
are
all that.
I was in a
Yes, they
bachelorette
do.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Nobody hooked up with anybody.
That
We
you
were,
know of.
Unfortunately.
honey, I was there.
Okay, but you're saying you don't want to.
Yo, stop, bro. Stop. Y'all know damn well strippers come through there with their dicks out and slapping them in y'all face and then bouncing y'all bitches around. Don't sit here and act like, okay, you might have been in the bachelorette party, but you capping. But I think I'm gonna stop it right there anyway. But yeah, man, Torture Talk. That was a good conversation, man. Great conversation between the ladies. You know? Be back tomorrow, man.